Hey guys, this is Misty Reed here of Conceivable Coach and Austin Acupuncture Studio. And I just thought I'd take a quick moment to go ahead and give you guys some information about basal body temperatures. So I get a lot of questions about this. I thought we'd do a quick video. What are basal body temperatures and what should they look like roughly and how do you take them? So that's what we're going to cover in this short video. So basal body temperatures, which you will hear me refer to as BBTs, are kind of the baseline temperature that your body is working at. Another way to think of this is if you were just doing nothing but just lay in bed and sleep, what temperature is your body at, right? So it's not going to be the temperature that you normally have when you're up and moving around during the day. It's going to be the temperature that you take first thing in the morning. So again, it's the baseline temp that we're working with. It can give us some insight into what's going on with your hormones. Sometimes we can see when you're ovulating in your cycle, all sorts of good stuff like that. So that's what they are. They are so super easy to take and give us such good information, so I highly encourage it. So the way you're going to take it is you're going to put a thermometer on your nightstand. It can be an electric one, that's fine. A basal body temperature thermometer is what you want to use, and it should not be expensive. You'll go online and somewhere like $50, $100. Do not get those. Get the cheaper $12 to $20 one, okay? Fairhaven Pro Health usually has a good one, I think, for around that price range. So you're going to keep your thermometer on your nightstand. As soon as you wake up in the morning, you're going to take your temperature orally, right? So under your tongue, and you're going to record that temperature. You're going to record it in correlation with what cycle day you're on. So quick refresher, the first day of your period is cycle day 1. So look at your calendar, see when the first day of your period was, and go ahead and count from there, okay? So let's say I woke up this morning and it was cycle day 7. When I take my temperature, I'm going to record that temperature for cycle day 7. You can use a paper chart or you can use an app such as Fertility Friend or something like that to keep track of your temperatures, okay? So super easy. You're going to take it as soon as you wake up in the morning before you set up, roll over, get up to pee, start talking to your partner, your spouse, any of that. You're going to take your temperature first and record that information. You want to take your BBTs at roughly the same time every day. So that means if you normally wake up around 6, you want to take it within 30 minutes of that time. I always tell my clients that if we are going to go ahead and sleep in on the weekends or on our days off more than an hour past our usual wake up time, just skip taking your temperature for that day, okay? It's more important for you to get the rest and like really recharge and replenish blood and energy and things of that nature rather than for you to go ahead and get up at your usual time, such as 6 o'clock, and then try to go back to sleep and get some extra rest. I'd rather you just sleep through it and get some rest. I usually want to see an average of people's temperatures. That's why it's okay if we skip a day here and there. Okay, so BBTs is the baseline temperature that we're working at. Super easy to take. You're gonna take it first thing in the morning before you get up out of bed and do anything else, right? And then the third thing is roughly what should these temperatures look like? So what they should look like is we want them in the first half of your cycle, which is called the follicular phase. We want them to be like 97.2 to 97.4 degrees, okay? And then around ovulation, we should see a nice drop down in your temps. So they're going to be in like the low 97s, and then temperature's going to drop down. When we see that drop, we're ovulating within 12 to 36 hours of that drop down. So people sometimes talk about the dip and they mean like when their temperatures go up. I'm talking about when your temperature goes down. You're ovulating that day or the day after is usually what's happening, okay? And there's some exceptions to this, but we can talk about that in a future video, okay? So when it drops, you're ovulating that day or the next day, and then usually after that, within about 3 or 4 days, they start going back up, and they should go up higher this time, up into the low 98. So 98.2 or higher is perfect. So again, first half of your cycle, we want to see them in the 97.2 to 97.4 range. After ovulation, I eventually want them to get to 98.2 or higher. Okay, so we talked about what basal body temperatures are. We talked about how to take them. Super easy. Take them first thing in the morning before you do anything else. Make sure you have at least 5 hours of sleep before you take it for it to be more accurate. And then roughly what should they look like? First half of the cycle, low 97s. Second half of the cycle after ovulation, want them to be the low 98s, okay? And I'll have some more videos coming out over the next few weeks about what we can learn from our basal body temperatures and stuff like that. However, in the meantime, if you don't want to wait for those videos to come out, you can go to my YouTube channel, which is Conceivable Coach, and I have some really good videos there. I have another one reminding you how to take your basal body temperatures, and I have another one that tells you what your basal body temperatures can tell you about your fertility. So be sure to go ahead and check those out. And while you're there on that YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe. That way I can go ahead and make sure that you get all the updates whenever I post videos like this. All right, take care, and we'll talk to y'all soon.